and girls, gather around. It's about time. Titandala, the podcast. Yo, this person that I have, you cannot mention success in the music industry, generally here in Zambia, without his name coming up. I'm talking about the song. I think I know the lyrics, but at some point, my name is Roberto. I will start singing it, but then I will lose myself and I'll just start starting to, dancing to the beat and all that. So I was checking out the views. There are over 5 million views on YouTube of his song, and it has amassed him a huge success, him being recognized in a lot of countries. I can't even start to mention one by one because there are a lot. You are so popular to a point whereby I feel even Joe Biden knows your name.
Wow. That would be something really monumental.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think Barack Obama as well should add me to his playlist next. You know what I mean? Because usually he has like this end of year playlist, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one of these days a Zambian song should pop up on it. I think Sampa the Great has been on one of Barack Obama's playlists, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it would be great to see more Zambian content on,
That's
his
true.
playlist, yeah.
If there's a song that I saw, was it Ozark, Sampa the Great
Oh,
song?
yeah.
I was so impressed. I was like, wow.
Definitely. I mean, those are positive strides. And if you're not inspired, then I don't know what will inspire you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I looked at that. I was like, wow, this is great. It's totally awesome.
So from the onset, first of all, I want to ask you this question. When
Okay.
are you coming back to the radio industry?
To where?
To the radio industry. When are you coming back? Because we
When
miss
is-
you.
When is Roberto coming back on radio? Wow. I'd actually thought about it. I'd considered it, and we actually
You
even
weighed
had,
your options.
Yeah, no, I actually did. We actually even worked on a couple of stingers, shooters. Yeah, for my return to radio.
Yeah.
Then we kind of like just changed things a little bit. So yeah, I might come back. You never know.
You might.
I might.
It's a thing of a might or may or maybe.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
I will.
it's a question. It's a question of time, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when the time is right, yeah, it will happen. Yeah.
Okay, so now when we talk about international music, you have gone to that limit that everybody is looking at you like you are representing Zambia in a very, very amazing way.
Yeah.
I think Tanzania has now become your home.
Well, Tanzania has been such an incredible country, and just how they've been so receptive to my music.
Yeah.
And Kenya, Uganda, Burundi, Rwanda. I would say East Africa as a whole has really been such an amazing region for the Roberto brand, and I'm so thankful to the support that comes from that region.
Yeah.
I want to do more. I want to work with more artists from that region, and just try and bridge the gap, and open more doors for my other artists as well from Zambia.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we talk about your brand is so big that
Thank you.
I think when I just walk down the street and I shout out Roberto, everybody's gonna know your name. If
Okay.
I went to Tanzania, like I earlier on alluded to, your
Yeah.
name has reached that far.
Yeah.
How did it come to a point where your brand is now international? How did Roberto become Roberto?
I would say it's been a gradual process. It hasn't been one that just happened
Overnight, like
And I think,
Ablo Amun.
exactly, and I feel like that's the one thing people at times overlook,
Yeah.
and they feel like, okay, but it didn't happen overnight. It was stemming from 2009.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, so we started with collaborations with Alan Tonics, Tom Close from Rwanda, who else? Two for Real. Then we worked on a couple of more songs with Butera Knowles. That's what really, I would say, kind of like just maintained the brand in Rwanda. After Amarula, we were like, okay, yeah, so there's Amarula. And then there was that Te Amo song that dropped.
Yeah.
So that was like solidifying my brand in Rwanda. And then
I
all these
remember
other
watching
songs.
it on Trace TV. I was like, that's Roberto.
So yeah, like it's been a gradual process. With every collaboration, I feel like we dominate and we kind of like just push forward. So that's one of the reasons why you notice I'm constantly getting to work with different artists from these countries, because I value the support, and at the same time I just do not want the name to go to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's important for you to be consistent understand the market, and be able to know what is happening in those countries. Yeah.
My name is, it's a brother Woting. Working with your brother, working with family rather, you know,
Yeah.
can be a bit hectic because it is family. But then
Extremely.
I've seen the connection that you have with your brother, which is something to awe about. I'm just there like, wow, you have such a great collaboration when you make music with your brother. How did you manage to separate yourself from to be under him? Because you'll be like, oh, General Ozzy, Roberto. General Ozzy, Roberto. It will be him, then you. To be him, then you. So how did you manage to separate yourself from him and just stand on your own and say, hey, I think I'm going to create my own path, and I do love you, but we're going to collaborate on a few things.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's something that just happened out of my own doing. Ozzy's always been a very protective figure, supportive figure, and I feel like in the beginning he was quite overprotective.
He's saying that.
Yeah, no. I feel like he was quite overprotective because it's almost like he did not want people to take advantage of me. You
The
understand,
industry,
right?
so.
Yeah, and everything that was happening with him, and then here comes boom, the young brother who is pushing to try and be, you know, a household name. So it's almost like from his experience and what he was going through, it's almost like he did not want me to start experiencing that. You get my point? So I would say to some extent, it's almost like he became quite protective, but overprotective. She's like, which studio are you going to? No, I don't know those guys. Like, yo,
They're probably going to eat you.
how are we going to work?
And chop you in pieces and sacrifice you.
I know, right? Like, how are we going to work?
Yeah.
So even the time that I recorded the song Operator, it was such a secret. Like, he didn't even know I used to go to the studio in Kablonga.
Okay.
By then, I used to stay with him in Avondale. So I only went to that studio when he went out of town. So he had an event on the Copper Belt. So he left on, I remember because Friday morning, he had an interview on Kwacha Good Morning Zambia.
Yeah.
So they left pretty early in the morning because they're saying, I need to make it for this interview. So I think they left around 3 or somewhere there.
Okay.
By the time he was on TV, I was watching him on TV confirming like, has he arrived? And as soon as I saw him on TV, I'm like, all right, that's it. Heading to the studio.
Yeah.
Whilst I was watching him, I was dressing up and going to the studio.
Okay.
So that Friday, I
You
slept
went,
at the studio.
you do dust him.
Yeah, I
Went
went to the
behind his
studio. I went to the studio. He didn't even know about it. I went to the studio, and it was that very night that I recorded the Operator song.
Okay.
Yeah. So by the time he was coming back, I had already recorded the song.
Wow.
So now it was a question of, okay, now I need to go back to the studio and perfect the song. So I would only leave the house when he's not around because he was very protective to a point where he didn't want people to misuse me because there was a particular studio I used to go to, and these guys would, every time they'll just throw instrumentals. Yeah, no, write something, because they knew I was like excited about songwriting. Like I would write different songs for different artists in a day, and then Ozzy found out that I was I was writing music for other artists, and they were not paying me anything. So it kind of like pissed him off, because then he was like, no, they're exploiting you, you know what I mean? They're just using you, ABCD. So he became quite protective of the fact that, you know, that was going on. But long story short, I had to tell him, hey, listen, I recorded the song, you know, and this is the song. And he was like, okay,
Without
sounds
you
good.
knowing,
Yeah, no, I could tell he was like,
how was he? How did he react?
I think it was like mixed reactions.
Okay.
Mixed reactions, maybe because he liked the song, and he was like, you know what, I think you need to make a few changes here and there. And I was like, oh, cool.
So if it was Pap, definitely was going to say, why did you go behind my back?
But
Why did you
I feel
do
like because I had created such an amazing song, and he liked it, and he was
It
like,
is an
okay, yeah,
amazing
you know,
song.
like, okay, I think make a few changes here and there. And because before that, I had produced a couple of songs for him.
Okay.
So he knew my ability to write and produce music by myself, because even before I came to Zambia, I was producing music. Like, I produced an entire compilation, a hip-hop compilation.
Okay.
And like, so he knew my ability to produce music. Even on his previous albums, I had produced a couple of songs with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
I'd written a couple of songs for him. So it's not like I was just, you know what I mean? He knew I could write, produce, and that sort of thing. But I feel like he did not want people to exploit and just, you know, just use me and then throw me off.
Wow.
Yeah.
First thing first, hear it from me. That song is brilliant. Bolivians. Did you hear me? Bolivians.
Thank you.
So moving over to, most of the time I've heard people having this conversation with artists about being authenticity. No, you have to be yourself and stuff like that. There's also this other side of selling a part of yourself on social media. I love how social media is such a huge platform, for everybody for people to know what you do. If you sell things, if you do music, if you do whatever you do, people are going to know about you through social media, especially Facebook. So,
Oh yeah. Facebook definitely.
there's this line between knowing yourself and, of course, trying to sell your brand. How did you manage to sell yourself out there and say, this is what I do? And to be honest, I've never heard you fighting with anybody. How do you manage
heard me
to
fighting
sell
with anybody?
people's business?
My brother, you've never heard me fighting with anybody.
He hasn't. You
I
see?
fight with a lot of people.
Yeah, but maybe
No,
in the
people
comment
fight with
section.
me. No, people fight with me.
Yeah.
People fight with me because when there's something on my mind, I say it just the way it is. You know what I mean? And maybe because I hardly speak out over certain things, when I eventually do speak my mind, people find it weird and like, wait, is this not the guy who doesn't talk much?
Yeah.
But you see, that's how life is. Even when you meet a madman who's minding his own business, if you keep provoking him, he will at some point react. And that's
he
just
will retaliate.
exactly. And I'm only human. It doesn't mean that I do not have feelings. I don't have a place to speak my mind. I do have a place to speak my mind. It's just that we have different opinions, different views, and sometimes my views might rub someone the wrong way.
True.
You know what I mean? And it could be factual, but someone will look at it in a different way. But one thing that I've told myself, I want to stay true to myself. I mind my own business. I think that is one thing that I think probably a lot of people have noticed. I mind my own.
Oh yeah, we know.
Yeah. People will say this, people will say that, but
That's their own opinion.
this is me. It's almost like there's fire going on. I'm just like walking through the fire and just saying, I know where I want to go, what I want to do. Yeah. Not to say that I do not care about other people, but I feel like I have experienced so much in my career that I have just understood and learned the art of just being mindful of what is happening around, your environment, being mindful of what you say, because I could say something about, for example, I've had situations where I'm in the presence of other people and then they're talking about a certain artist, right? And then they ask me, so what do you think? I'm just like, no, I feel like maybe you might be right and this person might be wrong. Then the story will go somewhere and say, hey, when Roberto will come back, blah, blah, because I was there,
And you
I
slice
automatically,
that.
exactly, I automatically become the lead character in that story
Because of
being
your
told.
brand.
Exactly,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Even if I didn't say anything, if I'm in the presence of people and 4 girls show up, someone's going to say, when Roberto is an girl. I'm like, hello? Was it me or it was the people I was with? You understand? So people always want to associate a certain brand to make the story sound exciting. You get my point? And so I try my level best to not really involve myself in so much negativity. I don't like to entertain negativity. So I just try my best to just do my work, ensure that it's above average, and it's something that people will find relevant, and life goes on. You know what I mean? And yeah, everybody's doing their own thing, and there's some people that want to be dramatic about their music affairs and the likes. That's them, and that's their baby to feed, and I just mind my own business.
So there's this conversation that I came across that's via Twitter.
Okay.
Twitter, I think people are too expressive on Twitter, and like they are not filters.
Are you trying to say people on Twitter are so bougie?
No,
they act bougie. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, I'm just trying to say like people on Twitter are too explicit. Like they don't have filters. I'm just gonna say things the way it is, and I do love that about Twitter. On Facebook, yes, everybody's involved, but on Twitter, it's a conversation that's kind of intellectual. You are even knowing that this person has a point, but on Facebook it's another story. Everybody's on anything is on Facebook.
That's true.
Yeah. So now the conversation was the penetration of music to the international market. Do you have to have a specific sound? Like, okay, maybe I make this song, it's gonna go international, boom, it has blown up. or I'm gonna make a song and then that's it. I don't care if it goes international because you are international yourself.
First and foremost, thank you so much
You're
for
welcome.
decorating me with that honor. Um, how can one person create music that will go to international standards? I believe Zambian music is already supposed to be underlined with the name international
Yeah.
music, because if you look at the history of Zambian music itself, a lot of Zambian artists have been pushing the envelope. Okay,
That's true.
look at Pongozi, for example. Look at Amaenge. Look at Sakala Brothers. I want to believe if there's a band that has toured the world quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Sakala Brothers could be one of them. Amaenge could be one of them. Who else?
No,
Who
even
else?
I think even Anta and Renda. Yeah.
Look, the point is, we always create music that is appealing. You get my point? This hasn't started now only.
Yeah.
It's just that our generation is blessed to be amongst an elite set of people that has embraced technology. And with technology, information is able to spread at a much faster pace.
Yep.
You understand my point? I was young when my dad improved so much that it's easy for people to have access to music from wherever it is where they are.
Yeah.
You understand? And now mobile phones are coming with applications that help you play music. And you are able to access music from different parts of the world.
Yeah.
The only thing that you have to do now is just search for what you're looking for, or whatever it is that comes on your feed is what you basically feed on. So I want to believe our music is of great standard. People shouldn't really worry so much about saying, no, I need to make an international sound.
Yeah.
Because I don't think there is a sound out there that one is going to say this is an international sound. You understand, right? Any sound is international. It just depends how you're going to market it. Even right now, you doing a song and you're whistling on that song, you find it's going to be a hit somewhere.
TikTok.
You get my point, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of content that is out there and you're just like wondering like, wait, how did this song become a hit song? You understand, right? It's not like the person who was making it was saying, I'm gonna make an international song. No, you're just making organic, authentic music that people somewhere will find relevant. Now we've got platforms like you rightfully put it, TikTok,
Yeah.
where you can do anything. You can even have your dog barking to a certain beat and it becomes a hit. So it's really just about how you become creative, innovative, and you need to remain modern to a point where you know that, okay, your music needs to reach a certain audience. How best can I now market my music or my sound to a particular audience? So is are Zambian artists making international music? Yes, we are. Is it relevant? Yes. Do we have the resources to ensure that we have that music reach certain platforms? Yes and no.
Okay. Let's start
Yeah.
with a yes.
Yes, we have artists who have people that may back them
Okay.
financially, and they have an upper hand. And then no, there are certain artists who do not have the financial muscle.
Okay.
And also, Zambian music is so. I'm looking for the right word. I don't want to use the word constricted. I don't want to use the word restricted. But I feel like we are in a space where competition isn't on the same level as, say, South Africa or West Africa and the likes, because our numbers don't favor us that much in the diaspora.
Okay.
So you have Zambians who are living in the diaspora, but the numbers compared to, say, the Kenyans is different, or to the guys from South Sudan, or the Nigerians or the Ghanaians.
Yeah.
It's different. It's easy for a person from China here to liaise with the fellow Chinese and say there's a new song that's come from China. Because
Yes.
if you look at the Chinese and how they've spread across the globe, you cannot compare the number of Chinese outside China compared to the Zambians outside Zambia. So our numbers do not favor us in that order. But I want to repeat, our music is of standard. It is of international quality. I know there are so many artists who, if they were given the same privileges and opportunities that certain, for example, West African artists have, will probably even shine brighter. But we are just not fortunate enough to have certain financial muscle to help us push. Also, I want to believe we don't really have first-hand access to some of the platforms that would help us really expose and market our music on that scale.
Talking about the international market, and of course, South African music dominating most of the clubs that we,
Yeah.
when you go to a club, piano is playing. When you go to a club, piano is playing. Like, I have seen this happen 1,000 times. Even tonight, maybe if I might go out, I'm sure I'm gonna
You
hear.
are going out. You are going out.
Piano songs. I'm gonna,
You
of
are
course,
going
hear
out.
to one. Yeah,
No,
he's
you are
buying.
going out.
He's buying. That's why I
For
say
me?
this. Yeah.
You
I'm going
want me
out
to
on
take
your
you
bill.
out?
On a bill. On your bill.
Like I said, you are going out. I have a feeling you are going out. You probably meet somewhere.
Amen. Hallelujah.
My
So
gosh, this entire team wants to go out. Are you guys crazy? No, but on my bill, sure, no problem.
We're gonna have fun. But hey, so do you think we are doing something wrong? Even I am into TV. I'm doing TV right now. I'm also into radio. But do you think there's a certain thing that we're doing wrong? Why we don't hear a lot of Zambian music playing in clubs? Because it's actually a few
Wait,
ones.
Zambian clubs?
Yeah, Zambian clubs. There was
Okay.
a conversation that was going on about why a lot of DJs, especially here in Zambia, they don't play their very own music. Like, you're playing too much piano and this and that and this and that.
Yeah.
And people will be vibing to the music. But when it comes to maybe if he's having a session where he's playing Zambian music, it's going to last more for 30 minutes or less. It's not going to play a lot of Zambian music.
Sure.
Why is that?
I look at it in two ways, maybe three,
Okay.
could be four.
Could be 10.
But I'll try and explain it as brief as possible.
Yeah.
You need to understand, for example, you pay for digital TV channels. I'm not
no.
going to mention. I'm not going to mention.
Oh, the
platform,
brand.
but
No.
Do you pay for, like, you have a decoder at home?
No, at the moment, no. I'm using my phone, Netflix.
Okay.
Netflix and chill.
Okay. Do you have friends that have decoders at home?
Yeah.
What do they usually watch? Which channels would you say they watch?
I would say mostly maybe Tres TV. If I go into the homes, maybe Tres. What's that other channel? There's DSTV has. Pardon. DSTV has certain channels, I could say, but this specific decoder has certain channels that I wouldn't say there's maybe a Zambian channel that somebody would be watching.
Okay.
Like
So what
24/7.
So the majority of people, restaurants, ABCD, from time immemorial,
Yeah.
you find most of the channels that they watch
Yeah.
might not even play
Zambian
music equal to music from, say, South Africa or Nigeria. That is a fact. And I am grateful that we have channels now that would add on music from Zambia and other countries as well. But of course, the dominant ones, it's either South Africa or West Africa, Nigeria to be specific. So it's like if I come to your home and I'm used to eating vitumbua in my home, and in your home there's bread all the time and there's juice.
Yeah.
And time to time, once in a while there's vitumbuas. Do you not think I'm going to be used to having vitumbua, having bread and juice?
Yeah, want to.
So what is it that the end user, who I would say the viewers, are being fed on a day-to-day basis? What type of music are they being fed on a day-to-day basis?
Before you continue, Roberto, mostly when you travel to another country, when you go into a club.
I know where you're going.
Yeah.
I know where you're going, and I have an answer for you. But I need you to answer my question because
Okay, we're doing question and answer. Okay.
my question basically dives into what you're also asking me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not putting you on the spot for to make you look a certain type of way,
Okay.
but we're just trying to find like some clarity of some kind. Have you noticed that majority of the times these channels would play South African music
Or Nigeria.
music, right?
Yeah.
And as a DJ, time and time again, you are locked up with a number of other things that you're doing, and you'd find you want to play a song that is number one elsewhere because you too do not want to be left behind.
Yep.
So you find a song that is number one on Trace, on MTV base, is music that you're going to look for download because you also want to be up to date, right?
Yeah.
And you find out of the top 10, six songs are from South Africa, for
Yep.
example, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. Six songs are from Nigeria, and then maybe whatever it is, or maybe five or four are from South Africa, four are from South Africa, and the remaining two are from different countries. So at times I understand where the DJs are coming from. It's because what is played on these channels and what people are watching are those very same channels. They are familiar to that music.
Okay.
So you find when they go out to play, they want to play music that already people are talking about, that is trending on social media,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. The stuff that is trending on TikTok. So they too want to move with time, and so they want to play what is currently playing.
Okay.
So I will somehow seem to defend the DJs a little bit based on that understanding, but also I feel it is very important for the very same DJs to maintain the value of the country that they represent, because then we need to be able to be inspired by music that is playing, that is trending, and then we bridge the gap in that order. So I don't think it is wrong for any DJ out there to play music that is trending globally,
Yeah.
but let us not forget our own music, because you too an ambassador, just like the TV stations that you're watching, they're playing that music.
Yeah.
It is also your role to ensure that when you go out, you represent your country.
Gotta represent.
Yeah.
Like Future sings it, to represent.
Yeah, so like what you're about to say when you travel to different countries, yes, of course, they do play, like I can guarantee you right now, pop up in any social media platform and check any of the DJs from any other country.
Yeah.
You find they'll play Amapiano, they'll play
Amapiano is
Davido,
like so
whatever it
popular
is,
now.
but you still find they'll play their local music. You get it, right? So if
Yeah.
it's a Nigerian, they'll play a bit of South African music because maybe Amapiano is trending, but they'll play more of their local music. And if anything, it's something that I've noticed that is happening a lot. For example, in countries like Kenya, in Nigeria, where of course they'll tap into certain sound, but
Yeah.
they want to push more of their local agenda. And I feel it is important for even our local DJs, radio presenters, and club DJs to emulate in a similar fashion. Of course, I'm not saying shy away from playing music that is
Yeah.
trending, but let us also fuse in our local content. That way we drive our music further.
The agenda.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. And
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is for us to stay together and not be pointing fingers like, no, that person, that one, that one. You know, we are in wine industry at the end of the day. So
Yeah, true. I mean, like I said earlier on, people have got divergent views.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For example, what I'm explaining, someone might agree with it,
someone
and
might
then someone
disagree.
might not agree with it. So, I mean, we all have different views and opinions, and we must respect everybody's opinion.
Yeah.
But we must be able to push our music.
That's clear.
Yep.
it's clear as crystal.
Thank you.
So now, you know, the COVID-19 did not announce that, hey guys, I'm coming to you and it's going to be hectic for everybody, especially in the music industry.
Yeah.
A whole lot of you had challenges, you know, booking shows and traveling and stuff like that because there were restrictions in countries.
A lot of restrictions.
How did you manage to for your boat to float and you know just keep on surfing and say hey until we get there, you know, because things are a bit better now.
It was a shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a shocker because I don't think anyone anticipated it would take that long. I feel like when the first wave hit, it was like, oh, whoa, why? What's going on? But when the second one hit, that was like lights out.
Yeah.
Because I think we went the longest period during the second wave, you know, without anything going on. During the second wave, I think we were a little more aware of just how dangerous COVID was. And financially, it was crippling to a lot of the artists. I feel like we needed to go through that to fully appreciate our gifts and talents
Yeah.
and just how we need to think outside the box. Why am I saying that? Because if you solely depended on shows, it was really just a tough period. If you notice, almost everybody became a designer. Everyone became a designer.
Oh wow.
We had face masks, t-shirts.
That's true.
No, that's true.
We became woke.
Everybody became a designer. There were brands mushrooming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And if you look at even just the delivery service, most of the motorbikes that you see around today, most of them, people realized and saw their purpose as well as appreciated their presence during that period, because we were being told stay home.
That's true.
You get my point? Restaurants wanted to operate, but then you operate only on takeaway basis.
Yeah.
So you want food and you're being told don't go there, or you're gonna go there but it's just on takeaway basis. So it was an opportunity for anyone who is business minded to now say, how can I take advantage of this catastrophe?
Yes.
And that's how a great business person thinks. Any catastrophic situation, don't let it bring you down. Look for means and ways, the positives out of it, and say, how can I take advantage of this situation in a business on a business point of view? So I feel like a lot of people then became a little more aware of their abilities, capabilities. Certain artists who had not been sewing started sewing. People who could not paint, and they started painting shoes. You know, like it was a moment for you to realize and say, what can I do to make money? Because look, there were people who had money, but they had nowhere to take that money, but they wanted to still enjoy life and that sort of thing. So I feel like COVID had its pros and cons.
Yeah.
When it comes to performances, it was just a disaster. People were unable to go out there and make their money. Not only that, wherever it is where an artist goes to perform, it means there are people who have been employed to either sell drinks, security, and all those things. So even those people were affected because there was no business running, meaning they're not going for work. So it was an eye-opener for all of us to think outside the box, and if at all we're ever going to go through any other lockdown, I would say a lot of people will be a little more aware and probably better plan to offer services that will keep us going through the pandemic.
How do you look at this, music business thing? Like, hey, yes, it's music, but then there's also a business aspect. How do you look at it?
Music is a business.
Itself.
It is a business.
Yeah.
Look, it's a business, and you cannot be a successful artist without understanding the business of the music industry, because everything that we're doing right now, for me to look the way I'm looking, I'm spending. And for me to spend simply means I need to have money coming back, right? So you invest and money has to come back.
Yeah,
how does that money come? We're talking about shows. Now people are now dealing in merchandise and different other business means to make money. So when you're in the music business, when you're in the music industry, you need to understand the music business of it. So at times people will criticize us when we make certain demands. I remember a time when, a long time ago, I think I used to charge like 3,000 kwacha or 2,500 per gig. Then I said, nope, I'm not going to be charging anything less than 5,000. I posted that on Twitter.
People went crazy.
Yeah. Who do you think you are to be? It's like,
we are your fans, Roberto.
We made you. No, now you know. That is the most common, like one of the most common phrases that I've heard. We are the ones that make you. I'm like thinking, okay, so you make me.
But you don't want to help me.
Are you aware that I have a bag of milli meal that's below half? Cooking oil that is running out. I have nephews and nieces that I need to take to school. I have a mother and I have a wife. And then there's upkeep for myself for everything that I need to do. I'm not saying one show should pay for everything, but when I weigh my options and look at how I need to sustain myself, and at the same time be able to create and produce content that will propel my career, I need to spend.
That's true.
I need to spend. And I need to divide my income in a manner that I should still be able to fund certain projects. So I cannot charge 2,500 kwacha for 10 years. It's not possible. Even for you, if you're working at a certain place for 3-4 years, are you not the very same people that say, I want a salary increment? So why should one person who's seated in an office demand for a salary increment? And then I, as an artist, when I say, listen, my price has changed, why should you condemn me and criticize me saying, no, but we make you? Like, no. We are working together. You understand, right? So if I'm going to charge 30,000 kwacha or 50,000 kwacha for you to book me for an event, I'm not coming alone, number one. I have a manager, I have a band that I need to look out for. They too have a family and careers and everything else. I have a graphics designer, I have videographers that I have to work with, I have a stylist, and all these people that formulate the brand that you see and call out, Roberto, Roberto. You understand, right? So there's a chain of people that are in line that benefit from whatever it is that
their money, It's not just you.
No, it's not. And you see, that's where the problem is. And I'm happy that the other day, I saw Bobby Easter's post the other day,
Yeah.
and he was talking about how there are people who sit behind certain desks and they want
Keyboard
to
warriors.
dictate.
They are called
Yeah,
keyboard
they want to
warriors.
dictate how much you should get because you're sitting in a boardroom and you're claiming, you know what, these guys don't deserve this much.
Yeah.
Why would you think I don't deserve that much? You're busy calling for certain features. Do you know how much Diamond or Harmonize would charge for a feature?
Tell me.
20,000, 25,000 US dollars. And you think I'm just, like, how is that money just going to fall from heaven? You know what I mean? And then on top of that, we want to produce good quality music videos, want to make sure the marketing is right. All these things cost money. So if something costs money, it simply means there has to be a budget allocated to that. So our artists are across the country getting the finances
Yeah.
to support such causes. The answer is no. So we need to improve on those things. So there are artists who are really working hard and they're getting revenue from their events or music, but then they also have other businesses that they're running where they're getting some resources from. And I feel like it's important for us to be able to understand when certain artists say, listen, my price has gone up.
Yeah.
There's probably a very good reason why that artist has said, listen, my price is going up, A, B, C, D. Let's look out for people like that because at the end of the day, it's music that we enjoy. We are happy when we see these people succeed and we're happy to hear music playing in other countries because
Yeah.
it's a representation of country. Like, how difficult is that for one to understand?
Yeah, I think you've made it clear for them. They're gonna think about it.
No, thinking
the
about
other-
it is
the other angle.
thinking about it is possible.
Yeah.
The problem is that we always want to bash.
When an artist comes out saying,
Yeah, no, I know he's just hungry. Kamba maningu.
yeah,
You get it because I don't know, but yeah, for me, hence I said for me, I just really just mind my own business. I think I kind of like stopped just trying to put certain business out there because the minute you just keep talking about it,
it becomes.
yeah, you know, people want to bring some negativity to it and that sort of thing. So yeah, but yeah, at the end of the day, let's just work.
It's all love.
Yep.
It's all love. Harmonize. This is featuring you. Pardon.
Roberto featuring Harmonize.
Yeah, Roberto featuring Harmonize.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me. That's a song I was actually listening to DJ Sabi.
Okay.
On Metro,
Metro
the
FM.
top 40. I was so happy. I heard your song. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, he's representing us. Yo, did you
all
see
the
it?
way. Of course. did.
I was like, oh my God, I wish I had you now. I was like, have you heard yourself?
Yeah.
You are there. And how was the collaboration with Harmonize?
It was one that needed to happen.
Yeah.
Just hands down, yeah, it needed to happen. I believe Zambian people were looking forward to a collaboration of that caliber. And yeah, I keep my ear to the ground.
Yeah.
Time and time again, you hear people speaking, you know, Roberto is just featuring artists that we don't know. Like,
Yeah.
no. You're actually right. I'm featuring artists that you don't know. But those that follow music know these artists. And that's the thing, you know, when you travel and go to different countries, you understand things differently. I gave an example of how, for example, here
For
in
example.
Zambia,
Yeah.
here in Zambia, we have artists that are doing tremendously well
Yeah.
locally, but they haven't yet branched into the international market.
Yeah.
So would you say that, let's say you are coming from, give or take, from India, and you're a big artist in India, very, very, very big, but in Zambia,
Nobody
a lot of
knows
people
you.
haven't known you.
Yeah.
Does it mean that if I do a song with you, it means you're a nobody? No. If I know what I'm looking out for and I'm looking at branching into the market in India, I'm going to work with an artist that is well known in that country, right? Vice versa, it is my responsibility to ensure that my followers, my fans get to know about you. Those are some of the reasons why we collaborate.
Yes.
So that way we exchange
Fan
fan
bases.
bases. Exactly. So, and that is the one thing that I'm like strong on. I always work with artists that have got very powerful following in their countries and that sort of thing. You might not know them here, but that collaboration is, you know, accelerating the growth of the Roberto brand in those particular countries. And that's one thing that I always like to do.
Yeah.
I like to do my research, know which artist is doing this, doing that, and those are the people that I work with. So you might not know them here, but I can guarantee you in those countries they have such great followings, and it basically helps the growth of my music. So a lot of people felt like the artists that I was working with at that particular point
Yeah.
were unknown here, but they were like big in their countries. But we needed to have a collaboration with an artist that is well known here and well known that side, and that's an artist like Harmonize. So I'm really happy that it did happen. I'm glad that you know, a lot of people have received that song with open arms. We are charting in different countries. Kenya is one of them. Canada is one of them. Uganda is one of them. Burundi,
told you, yeah,
Rwanda.
international.
Yeah, so it's a great feeling, and it's good to know. Yeah.
Are we going to hear more projects like the one we had with you and Harmonize? Are you working on something apart from music? As in, are you planning to come back into radio, something like that?
Well, do I have other collaborations? Yes, I do. Remember, I did release an EP called Journey to the East.
Yeah.
So we have
I love it.
we've only released a select number of videos of that EP. So some of the videos that we are going to be releasing next are off that EP
Okay.
until we exhaust the
Okay.
videos. But what we're doing is that, for example, we'll release a song from the EP, and then we'll release other songs, maybe 2 songs. Like the way For So Long is not on the EP.
Yeah.
Mamuna Bwanji is not on the EP. This one with Harmonize is not on the EP. But my next release is a song that is on the EP. So we're kind of like just striking a balance in that accord. And yeah, so there are more collaborations with artists from other regions and not just East Africa.
Finally. I hope you do do you plan at any day, at a given time, to do an Amapiano song? Do you think you can tap into that genre?
I think I have 3 so far.
I want to
Yeah.
listen to them.
I think I've got 3 so far. We haven't released them.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 feature some well-known artists from South Africa. That's all I'll tell you.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, let me guess. Maybe if I guess, it will carry more weight. Is it Kabza?
I don't know.
Maybe it's Kabza.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
No.
I'm
Hey,
also not sure. Like I said, I'm not gonna say anything.
we are all here to, watch
You're trying to poke the
I'm
truth
just-
out of me. So yeah.
I'm just guessing. I mean, you can tell me yes or no, or partially yes.
I have no idea.
Maybe.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna find out. We'll find out very soon.
You'd have to kill me to get the truth
Yo.
out of that.
Roberto, thank you very much for popping by on the podcast. I mean, it has been a pleasure and it has been an honor to host you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I don't know. Do you want to say something that's gonna get you into trouble?
I
to my music.
don't think I say things purposefully to kind of like just
Poke
spark
people.
Yeah, no,
like
for
poke
me-
people's emotions.
No. Like everything I
doesn't
say,
do that, guys.
yeah, like everything I say is basically the honest truth and the bitter truth. And sometimes the truth is received with mixed feelings.
That's true.
You get my point.
That
so
is true.
I don't think it's my it's my right to think of, okay, what am I gonna say just to create controversy? No, like whatever it is I'm gonna say, if you sit down and meditate over it, you would notice that, okay, yeah, this is basically the honest truth. So I'm not here to try and rub people the
You're
wrong
just
way.
in your own. You're
Nah,
in your own lane, man. You're doing your own thing.
I'm just here to produce good music.
That's true.
Ensure that I represent my country to the best of my ability. If God has ordained me with that opportunity to do something creative that will help, open more doors for Zambian music, why should I be here to try and poke the very same industry that I'm a part of? So I don't think that's something that I'm even interested in doing. I'm just here to help out where I can. I'm here just to be me, being Roberto, and being able to produce good music.
Yeah.
There's a lot of music coming out this year. We have a release plan set out all the way up to March next year.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like a lot of content
Yes,
that we
I'm
have.
sure it's a whole project that you are embarking on.
I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, I'm going to let you go now. I hope to have you next time.
Thank you so much for having me.
We are going to, yeah, please. Which jam do you think you're feeling right now at the moment? You yourself say, yeah, I think this one. I know
Like a
this
song
guy.
that I'm loving?
Yeah.
A local song?
Yeah, a local song. Let's not do international. They're
No,
gonna
no,
kill
no,
us.
no.
No,
I think
international artists.
people are gonna think there's just something between me and this person, but there's nothing. Honestly, I think on almost every interview I mention this artist.
Okay.
And I think, come to think of it, I think I'm such a huge fan of her music.
Yeah.
But there's a song by Cleo and Toela. Caught on My Own. I think I play that song every single day.
No.
Yeah.
Even
I love
now
it.
when you'll be driving to
100%.
you're gonna play it.
Within the next 30 minutes, guaranteed to probably play like 2 or 3
You're
times.
addicted. Hey,
I love the song. Like I love just how the two gelled. Yeah, like it's good.
female collaboration. We need to be seeing that more often.
Yeah, of course.
We will. I'm sure we will.
Of course. Yeah. So there's Cleo, there's Naima. We did a song together. I love her music. There's another called Florine as well.
Yeah.
Florine is an amazing artist who's
She
coming out.
is.
Yeah, Zavin as well. I feel like Zavin is doing
coming up
amazing.
with.
Yeah, I think she's doing a great job. Right? So a lot of female artists that I feel need our support, and I'm always there to see how best I can share the music on my platforms. By the way, you need to follow me on Instagram. Are you following me?
I do follow. I
Hold
follow
up.
you, Roberto. I do.
No,
follow you, and
I haven't seen you commenting. You need to start commenting on my posts.
I'll start commenting. Fire.
Yes.
Yes, we're expecting this.
Yes,
Give us.
please. So
Yes.
yeah, if you're on Instagram, just check me out as Roberto Zambia. Facebook, Roberto Zambia.
Yeah.
Twitter, Roberto Zambia. YouTube, Roberto
Zambia.
And if you
He
just
is
type Roberto
represent
Zambia,
It's
yeah,
gonna,
check
it's
it
gonna
out.
pop up.
Yeah.
And Amarula is gonna pop up.
Of course, it has to.
Yeah,
So
you
yeah,
didn't tell
follow
me
me.
a song, the song that you're feeling.
I did say Cleo Ice Queen and
Oh
Toella
yeah,
on
oh
my
yeah,
own.
yeah, just one.
Naima's song, with myself, Roberto on it. There's a song by Zavin as well. Yeah, with Your Maps. I think that's an amazing
Okay.
song. Yeah, that's a good song. I love
I wish
it.
I could sing.
Yeah, there's another one that she was shooting the other day with a certain guy.
Okay.
It's dope. I'll not mention who, but yeah.
It is Titandala, the podcast. I'm your host, Fortrace Fortress. You can tag me on those socials. Well, we'll be back next time, and I'm saying bon voyage.